Alright, Shin Godzilla, let's go. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be bringing you my review of Shin Godzilla, or Shin Gojira, or Godzilla Resurgence. Depending on where you are, it came to me as Shin Godzilla, which I believe means true or like the real only Godzilla. So if that's not a heads up for what's about to come, then I don't know what is. Alright, so Shin Godzilla hit Japan in about July. However, we only got it here in Australia last weekend. It was only running on two shows, one on the Saturday and one on the Sunday where I live. So I went on the Sunday. I left work early and made the next person start early purely so I could go and see this movie. If you know even a little bit about me, I did my honours thesis partly on Godzilla and Japanese historical revisionism, but Godzilla was basically my life for a year. He has made his way into my heart and into my home. So I've got 3 collections of Godzilla DVDs over there. This bank I got from Japan, that's a 6-inch pop, and then I've got 2 of the NECA ones just here. I was hoping I could fit them in a little bit closer, but I can't. So basically, I love Godzilla. This movie made me so excited, so please keep watching if you want to hear my thoughts. So it was directed by the Attack on Titan's director, I believe, or directors, so Hideaki Anno and Shinji Higuchi. This film has such a Japanese film. I know Ben was particularly worried that it was going to feel very American based on some of the shots from the trailer, but it wasn't. It was definitely Japanese. It had a lot of humor in it, kind of anime characteristics, some strange shots, a lot of humor, and even the Godzilla design, like character design, is still going to shock you, like even beyond the kind of atomic, degraded, on fire Godzilla that we saw from straight away. There's even more to it than that. So in this universe, the Shin Godzilla one in 2016, the entire previous Godzilla mythology is completely erased. He doesn't exist in this universe, neither do any of the other kaiju. It is just modern day Tokyo mainly. They don't know what Godzilla is. They've never heard of this kaiju business before, so it's completely new, which I guess it's kind of similar to the original Godzilla. There is a bit of mythos to Gojira in the 1954 version, and it is kind of mentioned in the movie here, but not quite to that extent. And it's definitely not like the 2014 one where they completely are aware of Godzilla. Like, not completely, but the whole monarch part of it, they definitely know. So going on from that, this is definitely a stab at American Godzilla films. If you've watched a lot of the kind of more recent Godzilla films, well, not recent, there hasn't been a Japanese one for about 14 years, but going back to, I think it's Final Wars, and they have the 1998 Godzilla, like dinosaur, that terrible movie. They put him in that and he just gets obliterated in about 5 seconds. There are ones like that where Japan is clearly like, hey, this is our guy, we make the better movies, just stop trying. This movie is full of that. They even get help from the American government in their attempts to destroy Godzilla, but they find their own ways. You know, they don't need the Americans. So while it is a very fun film, there is definitely a lot of political talk in it. It's very humorous, but you can see exactly what they're trying to do with this film. It's in the title, and it's so kind of refreshing to see this Japanese Godzilla, and not just this dark American huge giant reptilian guy that comes out of the ocean and is just trying to attack stuff. Like, there's a lot more backstory to this, and it's not as convoluted as like all the monarch backstory. But yeah, there's definitely political in this. It's a very political based film, just the characters and the setting, not like a hidden layer or anything. But yeah, it makes for a very interesting film and definitely kind of a true Godzilla. So like I said, there are strange shots in this. Some of the angles, the ways they go about showing Godzilla, just a few little things, like it's not completely crazy, but it is kind of cool, especially how they show off Godzilla in the early parts of the movie. One thing that I found annoying with the movie, and I know a lot of other reviewers and just audience members have found, is the subtitles. So there's not just the dialogue subtitles, but there's also the place in Japanese, and then you get the English subtitles. Then it comes up with the name of the person who's talking, and you get subtitles for that as well. And it's just like at the top and at the bottom, and it's so frustrating. A lot of it is unnecessary. It's just characters that have like 1 or 2 lines in the movie, and that's it. You don't really need to know who they are or what they're doing. You can see that they're like a political party member, and they have input in Godzilla. That's all you need to know. It's fair to say that you can just give up on reading those and just go with the dialogue and perhaps the place to find out where Godzilla is, and that's about it. So it is a very serious film, but with the use of the funny shots, and things like eating ramen. They make eating ramen just hilarious, and some of the jokes fall flat because they're just really corny. But yeah, like they're tired and they're eating ramen, and you're just like, why is eating ramen so funny? Another funny bit is when they get help from an American Japanese woman who comes in to help the main guys trying to figure out what to do with Godzilla. Some parts of that, they start speaking English. They jump back and forth between Japanese and English, and that is so frustrating. Like, it's kind of cool, but it just sounds kind of corny, this like put on American accent, and they're just trying, like, there's really no need for it. I don't know, she can obviously speak fluent Japanese. It just doesn't make sense. So I found it really cool that they did make a brief reference to Godzilla's kind of origin. They mentioned the Odo Islands, and that's really cool because that's from the original film. That hasn't really been mentioned in any of the others. Kind of bits and pieces touched on the 2014 film, but not quite to this extent. I guess Japan, America didn't really want to put their foot in it. I don't know, but it's nice seeing, it's nice and refreshing to see this Godzilla film. Alright, so I just want to touch quickly on Godzilla himself. So the character design, he is designed to be bigger. I can't remember how big and how big in comparison to the biggest one, but he's huge. He doesn't look as menacing. Well, he does look menacing, he's just not quite as chunky as the 2014 Godzilla. But yeah, everyone would have seen that in the trailers, and some of the preview photos that came out like 12 months ago. He is very scary looking. He looks like he has been blown up multiple times, and you'll kind of find out why he looks like he does. But before he looks like that, the character design at the very start of the movie is bizarre. It is so Japanese. It's something different, something that you wouldn't expect to see in the American films, and it's just hilarious. As soon as you see it, you're like, oh, what am I watching? Is this even Godzilla? But yeah, that basically just sets the tone for the entire film, and how they're all scrambling around to kind of figure out what to do with Godzilla. But yeah, it's something new. I don't think it's anything ever been touched on in Godzilla before, so it was really cool. Thumbs up to those guys. Sorry if the frames moved, my camera ran out of memory, but let's keep going. Just quickly, the motives of Godzilla. He has been shown as a good guy and as a bad guy. Originally, Godzilla was set up as a horror film, so he came out of the ocean and just caused destruction. That's his pure purpose. He came out, he just trampled everything. It was a horror movie. It was scary. But then if you look at the 2014 one, Godzilla came as a good guy to beat the Muto. Was it Muto? I don't remember. But they were bad. They were doing bad stuff, all through Vegas in America. Would they go to the Philippines, I think, and Hawaii. But Godzilla came purely to get rid of them and to save mankind. And yeah, it was kind of shown more as a good guy coming to beat the bad guy, but originally that's not how Godzilla was. And that was maintained through a couple of the films until, you know, Godzuki came in and stuff like that. But in this one, it kind of reverts back to the original Godzilla, which is kind of refreshing. It is more of a horror movie. Godzilla himself is scary. So yeah, those are his motives. Don't expect to see Godzilla coming in and saving the Japanese, or coming in to save the Americans from the Japanese or anything like that. This is supposed to be more threatening. So overall, it's very funny, it's very Japanese, it's refreshing. Godzilla is definitely new, definitely a Shin Godzilla. I absolutely loved it. I would love to see it again, but I reckon I'll have to wait for the Blu-ray. I would definitely recommend watching it. It is something completely new. Like I said, don't bother really with the subtitles besides the dialogue. It's just too overwhelming. I'd love to watch this again and maybe do even like a little bit of research on it or something. I'm sure I could incorporate it into something, but it was a really cool film. Please leave your comments down below. Let me know what you thought of the film. Remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you next time. Bye!